Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Knockout Opioid Abuse Day training for 2022. Knockout Opioid Abuse Day is an important initiative where we can educate and raise awareness of the links between prescribed opioids and the overdose rate in our state. And so I appreciate everyone's time in joining us to find out how you can be part of sharing this important information. This initiative is a collaboration. It's organized and coordinated by the Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey, but it is a strong partnership between the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, the Community Coalition for a Safe and Healthy Morris, and the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services. And I thank all of our partners for their support throughout this event. We have been having Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day in New Jersey since 2017, and the event, again, is on October 6th, and it's a statewide initiative really to mobilize the prevention community, the treatment community, leaders, faith leaders, and just citizens and family members who are concerned about the opioid crisis. And the goal is to give you information, materials, digital information that you can share within your community to help raise awareness and educate your friends, your neighbors, and your family. We also provide information where you can share materials with the prescribers and the physicians in your community to really get a message out about the need for safer prescribing. So I'm really glad that everybody has tuned in today because I think we're going to get a lot of important information that we can share. A little bit of history. This event, Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, was commemorated by Governor Murphy. So October 6th each year is Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day. And it wouldn't be possible without all of you and all of your support. And we have some really great models of ways to participate, ways to get messages across. And we have three great speakers today, all of which are coordinators and partners in this event. We have Matt Birchnow, who is the Director of Community Events for the Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey. We have Patrice Riley, the Manager of Prevention Services at the Community Coalition for a Safe and Healthy Morris. And we have Rebecca Alfaro, who is the Deputy Director of the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse. So I thank all of our speakers for joining us today. We're going to learn so much about why it's important that you participate in Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day and some really great best practices on ways that you can make the most of this in your community. So again, I thank you. And now I will turn the presentation over to our first speaker, Patrice Riley.
Thank you, Angela, for the wonderful introduction. So like Angela said, my name is Patrice Riley, and I am the manager over at Prevention is Key with Community and Safe Coalition of Safe and Healthy Morris. We are so excited to be here, and we thank everyone for attending the Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day training to just bring increased awareness amongst our physicians, community members, parents, coaches, and key stakeholders. Like Angela said, KOOAD, or Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, started with a simple conversation at a coalition meeting, and we ran with it. And here we are 6 years later with a statewide prevention effort. I'm going to share with you some of our local efforts that we have implemented in Morris County. Back in 2016, we were running with all these door hangers where we blanket in Morris County. We were talking with physicians and prescribers and teaching them the link between prescribing opioids and heroin. The New Jersey State Senate and General Assembly, by unanimously approving joint legislative, designated October 6th as Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day in New Jersey, and how exciting that was to be part of that effort. In 2007, with thousands now of volunteers, we had dads, moms, all community members volunteering to go all across Morris County again to get the word out about Knock Out Abuse Day and what it means in our community and our society. We also were so excited that we were able to have our first concert about hope and love and hear stories from the performers and other songwriters, how opioids have affected their lives or the lives of their loved ones. We also had our volunteers talk to physicians and dentists' office and share to them the CDC guidelines about proper prescribing so we can move forward with this great effort that we started. In 2018, We were again able to bring this wonderful concert back of inspiration, hope, and love to people and talk about how it has affected us. We were also blessed that former Governor Christie signed into legislative limited the number of painkillers allowed without patients without revisiting their doctor, and also requiring physicians to alert their patients about opioid misuse and abuse. We continued in all these efforts to partner with all of our alliances and get the word out. In 2019, we don't think October 6th is just a one-day effort here in Morris County. We are doing Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day every day, all the time. Get the word out. It's really important. We have billboards all over. We did social media posts. We had town hall meetings. We had everything going on in Morris County that we can. We talked to parents. We talked to coaches. We talked to anyone that will listen to us and get the word out about this. We also are so blessed again to have a Journey of Recovery live musical performance and expressing those again, the effects of how opioid use was on their family or themselves alone. 2020 came with a little bit of difficulty when we started shifting into the COVID world, but it didn't stop us. We kept doing things. We just had to learn how to do it differently. We started doing virtual webinars. We were holding a lunch and learns about healing a beautiful broken mind in a virtual manner. We did virtual town hall meetings and addressing a public health crisis. We alone did not want to stop. It is so important to keep going, keep these efforts going year after year. 2021, again, in lieu of COVID, we decided, what are we going to do? We want these efforts out there. We talked about being trauma tuned and how it really affects children and parents and families. We talked about growing resiliency in your children. So we put together 2 series. We did a 5-part series, and then we also did a 3-part series for families to get together and listen, know that we're not alone out there with this epidemic. And then now we're 2022. We are so excited that we started again. Let's get the word out. In June, we held a fentanyl factor. We talked about all the things that were happening with synthetic opioids and how particularly fentanyl is increasing the alarm and awareness of what's going on in our society. And we're so excited to announce that come October, we're going to be holding a legislative breakfast all about harm reduction and how we can help our community moving forward. So I hope that you will join us in these great efforts in 2022 and make Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day the biggest and best event ever. We thank you all, and we thank you for partnering with everyone. Thanks again.
Thanks, Patrice. I think all of your efforts have been so innovative and just a really great way of showing how you can take the messages and the items in the toolkit and really personalize them to your community and really create things to outreach to different groups. So appreciate you highlighting everything and really looking forward to your legislative breakfast to really talk about, how this epidemic and crisis is evolving and different ways to look at it. So appreciate you your time today and all that you do at the coalition.
Thank you guys so much, and thanks for your partnership.
Thanks, Patrice. So Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day wouldn't be as impactful and as much of a success as it is if it wasn't for all of you who are joining us today and tuning into this, as well as all of our partners that we have at the statewide level and the community level. And there's no greater partner than the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse as we continue to spread messages about Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day or about the epidemic and the crisis in general. So pleased that we have Rebecca Alfaro, the Deputy Executive Director, with us here today to talk about the role Jakarta has in Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day and the priority for the alliances and how they participate in this event. So Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us today. I will turn the presentation over to you.
Thank you, Angela. And I am so thrilled to say that we have been a part of Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day as the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse through our Municipal Alliance program has been participating since, I think this is our 7th year now going into this. So we're really excited to once again be a partner in this effort. We do feel that there is such tremendous value in the municipal alliances participating in this because they do have those local connections. They are able to reach their community in a way that nobody else can. So those relationships exist through local partnerships with the schools, with law enforcement. They're connected with local businesses, all those key stakeholders in the community. they are connected to. And so they're bringing this message throughout. And again, we're seeing that when we talk about harm reduction, we are reducing harm everywhere. So no matter whether we're talking about Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, but we are continuing to spread that message about harmful use patterns and looking at really mitigating those risks and really addressing the root cause of the issue. So that's the work that we've been doing. We're going to continue to do. And once again, we're really grateful for this partnership that we have with you all to continue this good work. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Rebecca. And again, appreciate all of the support of the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse on Knockout Opioid Abuse Day. And appreciate your time today in joining us. So thanks for being with us. So as we look at Knockout Opioid Abuse Day and the coordination and the materials that are available, the Partnership for a Drug Free New Jersey is so pleased to be able to provide all of these materials and services to really get this message out about the importance of raising awareness about the opioid crisis and that link between prescribed opioids and the overdose rates that we're seeing in our state. I'm so pleased today to have Matt Birchnow, our Director of Community Events, who oversees and coordinates Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, to be with us today to kind of give us an overview of what the Partnership for a Drug Free New Jersey is doing and how we can help you in getting these important messages out in your community, to your friends and your family, your coworker and your neighbors. So Matt, turning it over to you.
Thanks, Angela. Appreciate that nice introduction. And everybody, I'd like to thank you for being a part of this webinar today and for your interest in participating in Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day again this year in its 7th year in 2022. First, let's just talk about why we should continue to address the opioid and addiction crisis that we're seeing, unfortunately, within the past few years. With some of the progress that has been made in this fight has run into some obstacles, be it the COVID-19 pandemic, which has made things a lot difficult in many ways in life, as well as the emergence of fentanyl. So we are still seeing far too many drug overdose deaths, tragically throughout the country and in New Jersey. So we need to continue this fight. And Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day is a perfect opportunity to do that. So we'll look at the opportunities because we're still in the midst of a pandemic here. We are looking towards a virtual method of getting the word out as we have the last couple of years. So while there are some obstacles to this, of course, there are many opportunities that we've seen in the last few years. By using social media, by using campaigns through email and your website and just other forms of web communication, we've been able to reach a lot of people through those methods and through the materials that we have that are virtually focused. And so there are just quite a few opportunities to really expand your reach and expand your network as we build towards October 6th, which is, of course, the Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day. But just keep in mind that there's never, a bad time to address this issue, and that this is something that can be done as we advance towards October 6th, and of course beyond October 6th. This campaign is something that we want you to continue to get the word out about the risks of prescription opioids, as well as their links to heroin, fentanyl, and the addiction and opioid crisis that we're facing. So we'll just keep in mind that you can build on this as we get towards October 6th and reach more people. One way that I would like to just point out right here is the pharmacy bag outreach, which Partnership for a Drug Free New Jersey, in collaboration with NJ Cares and the Office of the Attorney General. Last year, we had sent out thousands of pharmacy bags to many of the pharmacies throughout the state, with a message on the risks of prescription opioids. So customers in these pharmacies were getting this message when they were picking up any sort of prescription. So that's just one of the other opportunities that we've taken the last few years to kind of expand our reach. And for those of you in different counties, it's another point of entry with the pharmacies in your region to just follow up and to try to make a difference in that way. So I just wanted to explicitly mention that right now while I had the opportunity. Another thing that has been ongoing now since the pandemic started over 2 years ago is promoting educational opportunities through our Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day learning series, which kind of brings the message and the goals of Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, rather than sticking it to October 6th every year. It makes it more of a year-round message that we want to share with everybody. So you can check out the schedule of events of our webinars, which we have scheduled out through, one a month through December, on various topics relating to the opioid crisis, which I think, is just a better way to educate yourself on what is going on and what are some ways you can make a difference. So that's at knockoutday.drugfreenj.org. You can find the schedule there. And as you see in that second bullet point, we do have recordings of all the past webinars on there as well. So if there's any specific topics that you want to get better acquainted with, you're able to go back and kind of go through that library of webinars as a resource. So please just keep that in mind, and please share those webinars that we do have upcoming. Specifically with Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, we will have one on October 6th with the speaker still to be announced, but we should have that coming up in the next few weeks. So please, as part of your Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day routine on the 6th, please make sure to sign up for that webinar and to join us that day. Another opportunity to learn and to spread the word within your community and beyond about our messages for Knock Out Day. And again, I would just like to focus on, because this is a virtual methods that we'll be doing this year, is just the importance of engaging new partners. And you have those opportunities through social media, through email campaigns. And we're talking about local government, community groups, whether it's scouting or houses of worship or any sort of other groups, rec groups in your town or county, and businesses, of course. Think outside the box a little bit as you try to think of who can we get involved in this, because you would be surprised with you might be surprised with who is interested and wants to get involved and spread the word on the risks of opioids and what we can do to help stem this epidemic. So that's a very important thing to just think about and to try to spread the word throughout your community. As you do that, it's important to remember, and probably most important to remember of anything I say today, is where you have resources available digitally. So you see it right there, the website, knockoutday.drugfreenj.org. That is where you want to go to find all sorts of images, which are campaigns about opioids that we've used in years past, and some newer ones that you can share on social media. You can share it within emails. You can share it in a number of ways digitally to spread the word. And we want you to know that what we have is there. It's shareable. As you can see, there's a screenshot of the website there. So you have artwork, you have social media, beyond just social media images and things that you can use. We do have sample posts. We do have some tips on to really broaden your reach and increase the eyeballs that will be seeing this. We have the press kit, which again is a way to look at amplifying our message. So we have sample press releases with templates that basically are written up, and you need to just plug in some information about what you or your group will be doing specifically. And those are things that you of course can send to your to local newspapers to hopefully get some coverage, or to put on your website to really trumpet the good work that you're doing and the important work that you're doing, as well as the resources that we have there. There are others that we will have letters that are, again, are templates that you can send out to certain groups and certain leaders in your municipality, county, region. So just as a guideline of who you might want to be reaching out to, how you want to do it, what you want to emphasize as far as talking points. And we also will have an updated fact sheet, because I think it's important that as you spread the word, you share with people the magnitude of this issue and the statistics behind it, and some of the facts about opioids, of course, that they should know and that everybody should be aware of for themselves and their family and their communities. So if there's anything you remember me talking about today, it's this website, the toolkit and beyond, with all the information that you have readily accessible. So please just remember to keep that in mind as we go forward towards October 6th. And just to show some of the successes we've had in past years, of course, as Angela had mentioned right at the beginning, there's a dual purpose to Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, which of course is engaging the public and spreading the word and awareness just to everybody within the community. But also the important part is to engage and to inform prescribers who often are the first line in prescribing opioids, and we want them to make sure that they have the best information as they go about that. So that is always been a key part of Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day is reaching out directly to prescribers. So of course, we see a photo from years past and doing that in the doctor's office. Of course, now we want to focus more on a virtual method. So as you can see with some of the screenshots here from past social media years, that is absolutely attainable and something where you want to be reaching out to doctors and prescribers in your area. And we do have, you can see in the bottom right there, the prescriber guide that is the cover of it, but we do have a digital version that will be available in the toolkit, which is something certainly that you would want to bring to the attention of prescribers that you try to reach to provide that valuable information and guidelines that they can use in their practice. And then of course, as Angela alluded to before, with just a lot of the community outreach, and you see that over the years here with some screenshots from the past years. Of course, more recent with the social media aspect of it, and just reaching out to different groups. With schools is another good one that you want to you would want to reach out to, and some of the student groups that have gotten involved in past years as a good model of people you want to try to get in the fold here as we move along. So it's also important, and I'd like to mention that if you are, whatever you are sharing with other groups, please feel free and feel encouraged to share that on social media or on your website to show that you are making efforts. That's really an important thing to show, the process that's going on of informing the public, of reaching out in the community. And so we want to know about all those efforts via social media, the hashtag Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, or Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day, or you can use Knockout Day. So similar hashtags in that vein that we will find, and then we can share those efforts from our end about what you're involved in, what you're doing. So just feel free to do that and make sure you get the word out. Just moving along here, of course, you see within the community, again, just some more county, municipal groups sharing on social media. Of course, the door hangers that have been going up, of course, now we won't be doing that as much because it'll be virtual. But the idea remains the same, just to repeat myself, of sharing what you're doing, making that apparent on social media and websites and all those channels, so that we're proud of the work that's being done. I mentioned students here, just some past examples, and up top right there, that screenshot, you can see some students who actually really went above and beyond to bring a proclamation or sample resolution to their township committee so that they could declare Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day on October 6th in their township. So that's one thing I failed to mention a second ago. I was talking about the toolkit, but I'll get to it now. Is we do have a sample resolution, as I said, written up with just some blanks to fill in, that you can bring to your township or borough council or whatever system of government you have in your municipality or county, and have them present it to them so that they can declare Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day within their municipality. What that does is, again, it just broadens and amplifies the work that's being done. It shows the commitment to addressing this issue. It shows the acknowledgement that it is an issue, that it is something, despite all the other difficulties we've had in recent years, that it's a key problem that we need to do more to solve. So that is a good way to do it. So as you can see, these students a couple of years ago, really did their fair share to bring this to their township committee and to spread the word that way. So as you can see, government officials, like I just mentioned, another good way to share what we're doing on the county level, on the state level, as the Attorney General's office has been a big, great partner of what we do for this, and the governor, of course, as Angela had mentioned. So you will see opportunities within your municipality or your state and county officials to share the word with them. And as organizations or as individuals, just know who to reach out to and to just spread the word. And you'll be surprised in the people that will, respond to you, that will, will spread the message, that are passionate about this. So just don't rule out government officials as somebody that you can use to get the message out. And I would just want to add one other thing as well. We will have a new resource this year within the website with some what we'll call mini webinars that have short videos by some experts throughout the state on various topics related to the opioid epidemic. And one of them is advocacy and reaching out to within the government to get your message out. So that would be a good one to take a look at. But others are just other topics where you can learn more about it. You can get some more information, resources on those topics related to the opioid epidemic. And what you'll see here is, again, some more opportunities. Businesses, of course, have always been a key partner in what we do every time in October. And so that could be just them sharing it. As you can see with the pizza boxes, it has been a popular one, or handing out outside, that sort of thing, sharing it, sharing the message on their social media channels. So look to businesses as well. They're always willing to partner to get, for good causes and important causes like this. So here are just some reminders of years past when they really have made a difference in Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day. So as we approach Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day over the next few months and lead up to October 6th, just remember there are so many avenues that you can take to spread important messages about the risk of prescription opioids, about the awareness of the opioid epidemic. And just to keep in mind that there are resources that we have available, but we're also open to ideas you have. We want you to share with us what you are doing, what you're involved in, all the good work you're doing, and to use social media a lot so that we can really showcase what we're doing and the difference we're trying to make within our communities and within the state. So that's again, just remember the website, knockoutday.drugfreenj.org. And Angela, I will hand it back to you.
Thanks so much, Matt. And I think, your presentation really gave an overview of every piece of information and resource that we have available to all of you who are out there who can, take advantage. If you have a need for some printed materials, we do have a limited number of printed materials. So please, you can contact us and let us know, and we can get you some of the door hangers so you can distribute them in your community, or if you want to send some to your school to hang on doorknobs, or your town hall, to get that message out. So again, we're here to help you share a message about the opioid crisis and how we all have a role in addressing it in your communities, again, to your friends, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers. So anything we can do to help you get that message out, we're here for you. Again, you can visit the website, knockoutday.drugfreenj.org. You can search the hashtag Knockout Opioid Abuse Day to get some information. And once again, anything that we can do to help you make Knock Out Opioid Abuse Day a success, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. I thank you for your time today. I thank you for your participation, and I wish you well. Have a good day.